Good evening, everyone. Let me start by saying that we may not always agree on everything. I think there's one thing that we can all agree on today. Tom Brady is, in fact, the greatest of all time. Hey. It's okay, we don't need the TV. Before I begin, I just want to thank my amazing family who's in the audience tonight, and want to thank them for their love and support. So, thank you. Council President Has, Council Vice President Keefe, Speaker DeLeo, Senator Boncory, members of the City Council, School Committee, and fellow Revere residents. Revere is a city built on pride. Pride in hard work, pride in family, pride in home. Our city is at its best when we lift one another up. We see it in our neighborhoods, when people support one another. We see it in our outstanding school system. We see it in our houses of worship. I ran for mayor because Revere deserves a government that works as hard as its people. We deserve a government that is professional and productive. Our employees are evaluated not by the bumper sticker on their car, but on their performance. Setting high standards will help us retain our best while attracting the brightest. We should have a government that encourages the kind of development and job growth that we need and creates the amenities that we rely on for all income levels. That means smart planning that utilizes our unique assets. We will not settle for anything less but the highest and best use of all the properties in our city. And we will ensure that as Revere grows, we'll preserve the character of our city and our neighborhoods. We should have a government that strengthens our neighborhoods and serves our people. That includes everything from properly maintained streets and sidewalks to fighting the opioid epidemic. We've already made substantial progress in the last year on all of these fronts, and we have more planned for 2017. But my message tonight to all of you is that I cannot do it alone. And today, as your mayor, I ask for your help. I need you to hold us accountable. High standard of professionalism at City Hall requires public involvement. Smart planning of our city's future development requires an engaged public. And protecting our neighborhoods and our people needs your vigilance and your guidance. This requires opening previously closed doors. We can't otherwise ask you to hold us accountable, to engage and guide our city. I am opening these doors. Construction of a new 311 constituent call center is underway, so that you can call, text, tweet, email, or Facebook city staff to resolve issues that you see in your community. So not only open up new avenues of engagement between residents in the city, but will allow us to collect data and analyze that data to guide best management practices. We are adopting the 21st century tools that we need for the city to be more responsive, so that when you report a pothole or a missed trash pickup, we can fix it. We have built an online database that tracks all inspectional service reports. This has reduced response times to resident complaints to less than 2 days. Last year, 21 blighted and non-compliant properties were brought into full compliance. An additional 32 properties are in the process of joining them. We're also actively monitoring the code compliance of nearly 800 properties, having completed nearly 5,000 inspections since July. I'm committed to a government that utilizes every tool and technology at our disposal to make it easier for you to interact with us. That means listening to you, and it means improving your customer service. After years of delays, my administration got online bill payment up and running within 6 months. You can now go online and get your property taxes paid, excise taxes, water and sewer bills. You can also now apply online for parking permits. You no longer have to wait in long lines at City Hall. In the next few months, our electronic permitting system will be up and running, providing even more online services. From the comfort of your couch or your office, you'll be able to request a building inspection, a permit, or a bulk item trash pickup. This software will make life easier for residents and small businesses alike. We've made it easier to engage with City Hall, and we're establishing professional standards so that every interaction with the city receives a professional response and result. When I took office, Revere was the largest community in the Commonwealth without a human resources department. Soon, that will be no more, thanks to the support of the City Council. This month, I will be presenting an HR report completed by UMass Boston that outlines our HR deficiencies and provides guidance for the future. An interim HR consultant is now in place to begin implementing those recommendations, and a permanent HR director will be hired later this year. I interact with Revere residents every day. And time again, people question ethics, the conflicts of interest within City Hall. I know that the vast majority of city employees are ethical and hardworking. Let's now work together to end any misperceptions. If you search the Revere ordinances, you don't find the word ethics. Not even once. That changes now. I'll be proposing a new ordinance to the City of Revere to bring the City of Revere into full compliance with state ethics and conflict of interest laws. We are working with the State Ethics Commission, and our first training will take place in March. Beyond HR and ethics, we're taking steps to make City Hall more efficient. We got the city budget under control. We cut unnecessary overtime, unwarranted pay raises, and unchecked spending increases. These systematic problems are being resolved. We've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars in waste simply by eliminating data lines and software packages that went unused for years. In the fiscal 18 budget, I'm again asking department heads to hold the line on costs while investing in the infrastructure that our residents and businesses rely on. And please be rest assured, I am actively exploring options to provide tax relief to homeowners in Revere. We're setting high standards for our employees so they can take pride in their work. And the residents can know that their tax dollars are being well spent. You deserve nothing less. You also deserve the highest standards for future development of our community. Revere sits minutes from the epicenter of one of the most economically important metro regions in the world. One of 10 alpha cities in the US that link major economic regions into the world economy. People and businesses want to invest in Revere because of our easy access to that economic center. They want to buy homes, open offices, and enjoy the amenities that Revere has to offer. That, in turn, generates significant tax revenue, creates jobs, and makes our community an even more vibrant place to live and to work. We have tremendous opportunities because of our location and because of our assets. One of those assets is the Blue Line. Other cities and towns are offering to borrow tens of millions of dollars to expand T-access into their community. Access to rapid transit is critical to unlocking their economic potential. We already have it. And yet, just this past year, a so-called world-class developer thought the best way forward for this great city was a slot parlor. Thankfully, Revere voters proved that we are worth more than that. We have more pride than that. We are done chasing a short-sighted quick fix when we have a sustainable vision for our community's future. We are well on our way to making that sustainable vision a reality. This past year, I attended ribbon cuttings and grand openings for small businesses all across the city. Coffee shops, cafes, bakeries, restaurants. These are the anchors of a community. It is a small business that makes a neighborhood unique, offers the amenities that we seek, and the personalized touch that becomes part of the rich fabric of our community. This year, East Boston Neighborhood Health Center is moving its all-inclusive elderly care program to the city, bringing quality medical jobs along with top-notch services for our seniors. The mixed-use project on Revere Beach Parkway breaks ground this year, creating the first new hotel in Revere in nearly 20 years. Along with hundreds of good-paying jobs. We leverage this important economic development into a $3.6 million grant that will improve water delivery, sidewalks, and pedestrian access for the Beachmont neighborhood. To the Speaker, the legislative delegation, and the City Council who helped make this a reality, I want to thank you. That is the kind of mixed-use approach that we will use at Wonderland, which presents an unparalleled opportunity in the entire Commonwealth. 34-acre site, 15 minutes away from the financial district, 5 minutes away from the airport. I've seen other communities build entire new and vibrant neighborhoods from scratch, filled with shops, restaurants, entertainment, homes, and corporate anchors. We have all the ingredients to make that happen here. And indeed, as I stand before you today, I can say that it is happening. The city has waited 7 long years to learn about the future of Wonderland. The work we've done over the last year has led to 2 exciting announcements about the site. First, The owners have signed an agreement that within 3 months, they will either sell the land, get a shovel in the ground to demolish the property, or pay the city $100,000 in back fines. The more important announcement, and the bigger victory for the city, is that a sale is imminent. Once the sale is finalized, the land will be cleaned up as we start working on a master plan for the redevelopment of this landmark property. But we can't do that alone. We need your engagement and your involvement to guide the transformation of Wonderland from a decaying relic of a bygone era into a sustainable 21st century economic engine for our community. We are going to take the same transparent, inclusive approach to the whole city. When it comes to building a future that we can be proud of, it can not only be the loudest voices or the voices closest to City Hall that guide us for the decades to come. We must hear everyone's voice. A comprehensive, community-based visioning process will gather input from the whole community on critical subjects such as open space, transportation, economic development, and zoning. Through your engagement, your feedback, critique, we will develop a shared vision for our community. And you will help us realize that vision. Just as we reject the business as usual practices of the past in place of equally applied high standards, we reject the injection of politics into basic city services. Street and sidewalk repairs should be dictated by need, prioritized by the seriousness and importance of the issue, while respecting your tax dollars. So last year, we launched a website that provides a transparent, accountable explanation of the streets that are targeted for reconstruction. And this year, we go a step further. We're going to utilize cutting-edge technology to create an interactive map of the wear and tear of all of our streets. And thus, we will create a fair, transparent, and comprehensive list of street repair. This year, we will also cut through the 3-year backlog of sidewalk repair requests. Potholes will be filled in a matter of days, not months or weeks. And we're already seeing great progress. While we fix our streets and sidewalks, we're also tackling parking issues in the city. We've begun to crack down on illegal parking of commercial vehicles in residential neighborhoods, and we will end the abuse of the visitor parking permit program. A full-time parking clerk will be hired later this year to lead these efforts, and I will soon announce the formation of a parking committee that will guide a major overhaul of residential parking. If you want a parking rule changed on your street, the parking committee will be your resource. Meanwhile, beneath our streets lies perhaps our most pressing financial issue. I know that you've all been hit with shocking water and sewer bills because decade after decade, our city failed to repair our water and sewer infrastructure. We are now saddled with a multi-million-dollar EPA consent decree for our violations to the Clean Water Act. My administration is seeking to extend the consent decree term and alleviate any future rate shock. We cannot afford, ever again, to fall behind on this critical work. City government must go beyond basic city services like these, as important as they are. Building a community isn't only buildings, pipes, sidewalks, and streets. Building community is about lifting people up. You, and I mean all of you, make our community. The long-dormant Commission on Disabilities has relaunched. My office partnered with dedicated local residents to bring more services to children with disabilities. That includes a successful partnership with Revere Public Schools and the Revere Police Department to bring the Special Olympics back to Revere. And last year, I launched a new Substance Use Disorder Initiatives Office to reduce the impact of opioid addiction on Revere families. Initial reports show that overdose calls have gone down 24% in 2016. And that's a good start. Not quite good enough. The SUD office takes a data-driven approach and works with police and fire departments, our police and fire department, city staff, medical professionals, to make sure that we're knocking on the doors of each and every person that we can identify that may need help battling addiction. And to be even more effective in our battle with addiction, we must start in our schools. And this year, we will secure funding to pilot a program, a school-based program, that will educate our middle schoolers about the dangers of prescription drug abuse. With so much promise in Revere's future, we cannot allow the opioid crisis to fall off the radar. It will continue to be a top priority for me and for my administration. I'm committed to these data-driven approaches to improving the lives of all Revere residents. "2016 was a year of great progress for the city of Revere. A solid foundation has been laid for the city's future success. It is upon this foundation that we continue to build for 2017 to make this city even stronger. We'll increase and improve online services and open a new 311 call center. We'll implement the recommendations of the HR report, continuing to set high expectations for city employees and ensuring compliance with state ethics laws. We will tackle our backlog of needed sidewalk repair and lay out a transparent, data-driven plan for street repair. We will overhaul residential parking and crack down on any violations. We will continue to build a thriving, sustainable local economy, creating jobs and amenities where residents and visitors alike can make money and spend money. Revere's public schools will continue to be a shining example of what a great public school district can be. Inclusive, innovative, and award-winning. We can all be proud of our students' continued success. In 2017, we'll make sure the rest of the city lives up to the high standards set by our teachers, our students, and our parents, especially how our schools welcome everybody. 2 centuries ago, waves of Irish, Canadian, German families came to Revere. Then Italian families came, Dominican families, Vietnamese, Cambodians, families from Brazil, El Salvador, Colombia, and Morocco. This is a city that has always thrived on immigrants. For new immigrants to the city of Revere and to your families, my message tonight is this: we are richer for your presence. We are proud that you've sought a better life for yourselves and our community. You should remain proud of your heritage and also be proud of your new home here. We are a resource for you to grow and to thrive in our community. Do not let anyone, and I mean anyone, lead you to believe otherwise. My message to all Revere residents is this. I'm not interested in getting in the middle of a national political debate that pins neighbor against neighbor. What I am interested in is making sure that each and every one of you, whether here by birth or by choice, is treated with dignity and respect. I am incredibly proud to be to be the mayor of this diverse and vibrant community. My goal is to make you proud, to call this city your home. Together, we will all make it happen. God bless all of you. God bless the city of Revere. Thank you. All right, enough. You're all welcome to the hallway in front of the mayor's office. We have some refreshments, we have some sandwiches. Please come down and say hi to your neighbors.